One of the biggest questions I get about Disney Cruise Line is it really all inclusive? And my answer is yes, but there are always extras that you can add if you want. Everything you need to have an amazing Disney cruise vacation is included in the price of your cruise. Your beautiful stateroom, the stateroom host servicing your room twice per day, the delicious food, a wonderful soft serve ice cream, entertainment, Broadway-style shows, character experiences, kids clubs, pools, soft drinks, coffee, 24/7 room service, private island access, and so much more are already included. Now, Disney does offer some upgraded experiences that cost extra, but here's what I really want people to understand, because there are several people out there that will try to scare you saying there's hidden cost of Disney cruises. But if you pay attention, those extras are completely optional, and most of the time they still recommend them. You do not need them to experience the Disney magic. You do not need them to have an incredible vacation. Everything that makes a Disney cruise special is already included. That being said, there are a few extras that I personally choose every single time. I do want to note that an additional cost you'll see is gratuities, but honestly, I don't really think of this as an extra because it's something I expect when I'm traveling and dining out. Somebody is providing me with a service, so there's an option to pay prepaid gratuities. You may see other cruisers tell you not to do this, but Disney Cruise is just different. After experiencing Disney service, we were more than happy to pay the recommended gratuities and even add a little extra. I still don't know how they do it. Your stateroom host somehow remembers fun details about you and your family, your towel animals, and exactly when you've been in and out of your room so it can be ready for you when you return. Your dining team remembers your favorite drinks, what your kids like to eat, what they don't like to eat, and somehow they pick up right off where they left off night after night. And if it's anything like my kiddos, it's an endless supply of mac and cheese and Mickey bars. The level of service is incredible, and it just blows my mind that they do this over and over again for hundreds or even thousands of families every week. The biggest one for me is the photo package. Depending on the length of your cruise, the package is usually around $225, and if you purchase it before your cruise, you can save a percentage on that. On our first Disney cruise, I skipped it because I just wasn't sure what to expect and if it would be worth the money. But Disney did what Disney does best. They surprised me, and they had the best photographers who actually made my kids smile, and we had a great time getting our photos made. There were photographers everywhere. Embarkation day, character meet and greets, during dinner, and as we're getting on and off the ship, even on the Disney islands. I was pretty shocked when I saw photographers out on the beach capturing family photos and candid moments, which are still some of my favorite photos that I have to this date. By the end of the cruise, I found myself scrambling to choose which photos I wanted because there were just so many great ones to choose from. We ended up purchasing the package anyway because it made more sense than buying individual photos. I was a little frustrated with myself for not getting the discounted price ahead of time. Since then, I have purchased it ahead of time every cruise, and I've never regretted it. If you have kiddos that are 3 and under and are wanting childcare, you will have to pay extra for the nursery. The kids clubs for ages 3 and up are still included in your cruise price. Just note that the nursery is a separate cost if you want it, but it is still cheaper than a babysitter at $9 per hour for the first kiddo. This is not required, only for your convenience if you choose to do so. Now let's talk about some more truly optional extras. First, I want to mention transportation to and from the Disney cruise. You do not have to stay at a Disney resort, and you do not have to take Disney transportation for the best cruise experience. As I mentioned before, I'm more of a budget mama, and I look for hotels in the area that offer transportation to and from the ports. Even if there's a fee, it has always been cheaper for us than Disney transportation. If you want to know more about this, check out my video on what to expect on your Disney cruise that I will include in the description, and don't miss other helpful videos on our Disney Cruise In playlist. You can scan this QR code to take you there or visit the link in the description. We've done Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique on board, and yes, it is expensive, and I'm really glad we experienced it. Our girls were 4 years old at the time, and it was really magical for them and for us. To save a little bit of money here, we did the package that included hair, makeup, and nails. It came with a gift bag and a sash for the girls, but we did bring our own Disney dresses. Instead of buying them from the boutique, I bought them ahead of time because if you buy them there, it's about $100 extra. So, would we do it every cruise? No. And now that we've done it once, we're perfectly happy bringing our own princess dresses, hair accessories, makeup, and princess gear. And the girls and I have just as much fun, and it saves a significant amount of money. We have also done the Royal Court Royalty on the Disney Magic and Olaf's Royal Picnic on the Disney Wish. Now, these were really fun and they were memorable, and both were one-time experiences for us. I'm glad we experienced them, and I didn't realize all the gifts that came with it, so that was a nice touch. Just make sure you leave some extra room in your suitcase if you plan to do these things, because the first time I did not do that, and we ended up with a little bit of a crunch in our space. But for me, these experiences are kind of like Las Vegas. I'm happy I saw it once, but I don't necessarily need to go back again and again. If you want the magic of getting close and personal with the princesses, keep in mind that you can book the royal gathering. You meet these princesses, they will sign signature books, they will talk with you for a few minutes and take photos with you. The best part about this is there is no extra cost, but you do have to reserve it. And I would encourage you to do so as soon as the date becomes available to you, because it will fill up fast. If you didn't get it in time, visit guest services when you first get on board to see if they have any openings left. Although we can't guarantee anything, they do always try to work their Disney magic and get you a slot in the royal gathering to meet the princesses. On most cruises, an area where costs can add up is excursions, and Disney is no exception to this. But we've never paid for an excursion on a Disney island. If your itinerary includes Castaway Cay or Lookout Cay, I recommend simply enjoying the island for your first visit before trying to book any excursions, especially with littles. Now, if you have teens, you may want to do some different activities, but just keep in mind, the beaches are included. Even the chairs, loungers, towels, umbrellas, food, sodas, ice cream, kids clubs, and adult areas are still included on these islands. And we just had an amazing time without spending an extra $1. We built sandcastles, relaxed on the beach, the girls enjoyed the kids clubs, and we even snuck away a little bit for adult relaxation ourselves. But if excursions are your thing, that's great. I just don't want you to feel pressured like you have to do this. Think about what kind of vacation your family wants. For us, Disney Islands feel more like an all-inclusive resort than a traditional port stop. And it's one of the reasons that we love them. At a typical Caribbean port, you're usually exploring shops and booking activities, trying to maximize your day. But Disney Islands feel different. It's really an extension of the cruise itself. You can do as much or as little as you want. Other optional expenses include alcoholic beverages, specialty coffees, spa services, specialty desserts, popcorn at the theater. We get the Disney Cruise Line bucket because as long as you use it at least twice on your cruise, you get your money's worth out of it. So you get cheaper refills, and we just go back every time and redo that. And there's also premium dining experiences that you can choose from. While these things can be fun, they are certainly not required. Remember that regular coffee is already included. I do like flavor in my coffee, so I bring my own creamer in the travel pods. Amazing desserts are already included. Unlimited soft drinks are already included. We will bring our own water bottle and disposable soda cup with us so that we can take soda back and forth to the stateroom and enjoy our room service. We keep the water bottles continuously filled up. The food is already top tier, and if there's something you don't like, let your server know and they will get you something else. They go above and beyond to accommodate, and I've never had an issue getting another dish if the one I ordered didn't match my taste preferences. So these extras are really just personal choices, they're not necessities. Don't feel pressure to do more things than you're comfortable spending money on. And I encourage you to experience it for yourself, then decide if extras are needed. And if you're only thinking you're going to go on one Disney cruise that you plan on, trust me, this ends up with many more, then prioritize what's most important to you and your family and decide what's going to make the most difference for you. I also want to mention the onboard placeholder for your next cruise. Let me explain. This is an extra cost because it would be about a $250 deposit. That's what it was on our last 2 cruises. But it secures your spot for your next cruise while also guaranteeing you a discount for your next cruise. Now, the first time we went on a Disney cruise, I was like, we'll experience this. This is probably going to be the only one we ever do. It's expensive, but we'll try it. And then we're hooked. It was so incredible. We got spoiled, and within a week of coming back, I was already ready to plan our next one. So I'm glad I did that placeholder. And if you choose not to do your next cruise, it's refundable back to you as long as you do that, I think within a year of the time that you booked that placeholder from your last cruise. And it will send you email reminders about it. So yeah, I would recommend taking advantage of that if that's something that you're interested in. But don't knock it until you've at least tried one cruise, because I'm telling you, yeah, we got suckered into it, and I have no regrets. We planned on going 1, now this is our 3rd, and I'm sure we'll be going on many more. I have lots of goals of things I want to experience on all the Disney cruises. At the end of the day, I think Disney Cruise Line does an amazing job of making sure that you can have an incredible vacation without constantly feeling pressure to spend more money. The extras are there if you want them. Spas and extra dining and all kinds of cool things, but all the Disney magic, that's already included. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please subscribe if these are things that are helpful to you. I hope that they are. and stay blessed.